Hey friends, small change on the listing agreement for the December 2023 Carforms revisions, and more changes coming in June due to the NAR Commission lawsuit. But let's take a look at what changed in December. You may or may not notice an asterisk right next to the listing date field. But what you may notice is the notation that explains a new limitation for the listing period. The maximum listing period allowed by law is now 24 months. And on the modification of listing form MT, the limitation to extend a listing period is a maximum of 12 months. Now, these restrictions do not apply if the seller is a corporation, an LLC, or a partnership. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm lucky if I can even sign a 12-month listing agreement. Who in the world has been listing properties for more than 24 months? Well, there was a broker out there, maybe even a couple of them, offering homeowners that needed cash a small amount of money in exchange for an exclusive listing agreement as long as 40 years. That's right, 40 years. The agreement was to allow the broker to list a property whenever the seller was ready to sell. These agreements would also be filed with the county recorders. The problem came when either the homeowner forgot all about the agreement or the broker was nowhere to be found when the seller was ready to list the property. But with the lien attached to the property, the broker would still receive a 3% commission regardless of who sold the property. Now, one of these companies I personally read about in the news was based out of Florida, calling their agreement the Homeowner Benefit Agreement and marketing to homeowners nationwide. California lawmakers seen this type of agreements as predatory and signed new bill AB 1345 last October. This bill makes exclusive listings on residential properties 1 to 4 units that last longer than 24 months unlawful, unenforceable, and void. This bill also does not allow the recordation of exclusive listings on residential properties, including exclusive listings on residential properties with more than 5 units. Now, you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with me, right? Well, any of these agreements that were signed before this new law was passed were technically legal. So, this new law does not affect any existing agreements that are already recorded. According to California Attorney General, there were nearly 1,500 California homeowners who've signed this type of agreement. So there's a small chance that you may be listing a property with one of these liens in place, which means that your seller will have to pay that 3% commission on top of your commission to sell the property. So make sure you order a preliminary report from a title company just in case you may have a seller with such a lien against the property. Now, more possible changes coming in June on the listing agreement having to do with compensation stemming from the commission lawsuit impacting NAR. There may be a possibility that the court may impose an injunction on NAR to remove any offer of compensation to a buyer's broker on the MLS. So, CAR is considering possible changes to the compensation paragraph of the listing agreement. In the meantime, CAR is recommending that you emphasize in paragraph 3 that commissions are negotiable and not fixed by law. Also, in paragraph 3D, the seller authorizes how much commission you can offer the cooperating broker. So don't forget to fill out how much commission you are offering the buyer's broker in the MLS so that you are properly disclosing how much compensation is being published in the MLS. I can't tell you how many times I see this field empty after we receive the listing agreement. This should not be hidden from the seller. It is further recommended on your seller net sheets to show how much a buyer's agent would receive from commission and how much commission would the seller's agent keep. All right, join me next week as I continue to discuss other changes you need to know about the December 2023 car forms revisions, and I'll see you on the next one.